Hi everybody and welcome to South African Homesteader. So in my last video, I was speaking about the conditions that might be attached to an offer to purchase that you received on your home. Today I will just speak a little bit more about that, just to let you know what to look out for in the offer to purchase. So conditions that might be attached to the sale of your house is things such as subject to the sale of the purchaser's house. Anything that says subject to the sale of the purchaser's house means that they need to first sell their house before the your property can be sold to the purchaser. So that obviously can take quite a while because you now need to wait for, if you accept that, then you now need to wait for the purchaser's house to be sold. However, there is usually a 72-hour clause which is in that offer, which then will state that you can continue marketing your home if you get another offer, and that offer is then better than the first offer. Your first purchaser who made the offer can then have, they have then 72 hours to either better the offer that came in, or to then agree that you can then go with that offer. But when that condition is in your offer to purchase, you need to ensure that there is a 72-hour clause in the offer to purchase. Then the second condition, which is quite which can have an impact on whether the sale will go through or not, obviously. That offer is usually subject to your purchaser receiving finance from a financial institution. So subject to a bond being granted for them to purchase the house. So in that instance, there's usually a date attached. So it can be 2 weeks, it can be the client can, they will normally just ensure that you know when the date is, if the for the client to receive finance to purchase your home. So those are, I would say, the two more important clauses, besides the one that I spoke to in the last video, which spoke about things that might be that the client might want you to do in terms of the house. I mentioned the door with a hole in the last time, which wasn't, like I said, a good example, but that was just to give you an idea. So for me, there are many other conditions which can come in, but the more how shall I say, the more common ones are usually subject to the sale of the purchaser's property and subject to the purchaser receiving finance. So those are the two things that really plays a big role in the sale of your property. I just want to touch a little bit on the first one, where it says subject to the sale of the client's property. Now, having spoken about what you need to ensure to sell your property, that your property is good to go in terms of compliance, you know, with planning, town planning, everything is on plan, etc., and fixing up whatever you felt needed to be. Now, when you get to the point where your client, your purchaser then wants, the offer is subject to the sale of their property, whatever applied to you now then also applies to them, because they are now the seller in that deal, and they then need to see that they comply, and that in itself, if they didn't see that their house is compliant with planning permissions and with that everything that needed to be fixed on the house is done, that then, even if your place is all sorted, can be the hold up in the sale of your house. So just be very careful that when you do accept an offer subject to the sale of the house, that you maybe chat to the estate agent and maybe just ask them, before I sign this, could you please first find out if the if my purchaser have approved, subject to the sale of the house. I just want to know, do they have approved plans for the house? Um, and if somebody can vet that the plans is actually current, that it's current and it's applicable to the house as it is now. Um, Also, that they actually have no underlying structural issues, etc., because that definitely can be a hold up in your sale of your house. Other than that, I think there are various factors and many factors, but for me, those were the two outstanding factors that I felt I needed to just and obvious factors that I felt I needed to just make my viewers aware of, that in the event that they want to sell their home. Um, so that is what I wanted to chat about today. It's not a long video. I can assure you the next video you'll get a lot more information about where we are in our process, what is happening, etc. And I look forward to sharing all of that with you. And so for today, I know it's a short video. I just needed to wrap up the first one. So from me, if you like this video, if you learned anything at all, please give it a like button, share it on all your social media if you feel anybody can benefit from it. And then also, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed as yet, please subscribe and press that notification bell so that any new videos that I upload, so that you'll be notified and then you can stay updated with all the videos I'm uploading. So from me, Khairia at South African Homesteader. Until next time.